How's everybody doing? So let's talk about this Me Too movement. This movement that has some of you men in an uprage. You're upset. You're angry. You're thinking it's just something that women could use against men. You just don't understand the severity of the things that have been going on for a few decades, if not longer. Okay? Um, so let me give you a few examples of what I've been through. At the young age of 9, 10 years old, I was outside playing uh, kickball with my brothers and cousins, both boys and girls. No big deal, something we normally do. A young kid from the neighborhood comes up and he wants to play. We'd say, okay, it's no problem, right? He's just another kid. While we're playing kickball, as he's running to the base, he decides to grab my bottom, right? I'm going to be honest, I don't remember if he was my age or a little older, but we were all around the same age, okay? He grabs my bottom, and I, being who I was at the time, we start fighting. I beat him up. The neighbors see me fighting and they call my parents. My father comes out. They break the fight up and tells the boy to go home. My dad tells me to go in and clean up. And then my father, everyone could see that he was taking off his belt to come and discipline me, right? But everybody was like, no, 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 no. And they explained to him what happened, that the young boy touched me on my bottom. So my father's now upset. Thank God he switched that anger from me to now that young boy. And he wants me to take him, show him where he lives. So we walking. We get to his house, and the mother answers the door. My father wants to know if there's a man in the home. Well, she has the father come to the door. My father says, your son did this to my daughter. The father looks at his son, looks at me, and he says, well, she is an attractive young girl, and boys will be boys. Now, my dad, he wasn't hearing that. He tells me to go home. So I leave to go home, and I'm not sure what took place. What I can tell you is that maybe a half hour to 45 minutes later, my dad comes to the door and he says, we're going back to that home. I don't know what's going on. I'm actually thinking, oh my God, maybe they lied on me, and my father might be trying to get it straightened out. We get there, and all I remember is everybody in that household was apologizing and promising that it wouldn't happen again. The father apologized, the mother apologized, and the son apologized. And then, the father then apologized for his statement to me. Now, I knew my dad was a dangerous guy, so now looking back at it, I'm quite sure my dad beat up his dad, okay? Or at least threatened him. But I did get the apologies. I say this story to kind of say that ever since we were children, I've heard mothers, grandmothers, fathers, aunts, uncles all say the same thing at some point or time. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Some kind of way will be my fault. It's my fault that somebody decided to grab my butt. It's my fault when some little boy, when I was younger, wanted to pull my hair. It's my fault. Because I'm not sure exactly what it is, how it becomes my fault, but it is. Some of you thinking the same thing, right? Especially with this next story. How about this story? I walk into a little corner store with one of my sons. At the time, my son is about 10 years old. We walk into the store, we're walking out. A guy sees me, he's like, damn, right? I get that a lot. The men compliment me. You know, the word damn is nothing new to me. So I give him a little smile and I keep walking to the car with my son. He then says, excuse me, how you doing? I said, I'm fine, how you doing? You know? And I'm continuing to walk while I'm talking. He starts following. I'm like, he's like, can I get your number? Because you're a beautiful woman. I'm like, I'm married, right? He looks like he's really looking up. Now he want proof. He looks, he sees me with no wedding ring. He's like, you don't have on a wedding ring. You don't have to lie to me. I said, I'm not lying. I'm really married. And this is my son. Now me telling him this is my son is like hitting that this is my son. You coming at me while my son is right here. You know, that's inappropriate in my mind. I'm thinking if a man wants to be with a woman, he needs to wait the appropriate time. You don't do it in front of young boys. Okay, whether I was single or not. Come on now. Tighten up your game. But anyway, I'm like, this is my son. He starts saying hi to my son. You know, like, hi young man, how you doing? And my son just looking at him. He's not saying not a thing. Because this was the son who do not like me talking to any man. He don't want no men talking to me. He's overprotective, right? He's worse than his own father. And still that way today. But, okay, so, he's like, well, can't we just be friends? Can I get your number? We could be friends. You can have friends, right? I'm like, I don't think, my husband will like that. Well, you can have friends. You can have friends. Friends are perfectly okay. So, like, I'm like, oh, my God, he just won't stop. So my question to him is like, well, like, what kind of friends you think another man would want me to have? Well, we could go out once in a while. I said, my husband won't like that. I'm trying to get rid of this guy the nicest way I can. Like, I'm not trying to kick him out. I'm not cussing at him. But look, if y'all don't think he was harassing me, let me promise you he was harassing me. He would not stop. He wanted my number. I ended up giving him a fake number. That's the only way to get rid of him. A phony fake number. Okay? He was like, you sure this your number? Yeah, it's my number. Okay? And then you all want to know why you get fake numbers. You all want to know why when you ask the woman her name and she don't really give it to you. You want to know why some women get rude right off the jump? It's because they don't want to end up in a situation like this. This is not the first time I've been in this type of situation. Okay? It's not even the last time. You men just don't know what some of your fellow males are out here doing. They are relentless. And I could tell you other stories that would make you go, wow. Okay? But it doesn't matter because some of you will still fault me. It's my fault because of my looks. Some kind of way some of you will say, well, what you was wearing. Like, do you think that really matters? Like, really, when you see a woman, do you really even care as a male what a woman is wearing? See, that's some bullshit some females will come up with. Females, well, you shouldn't have been wearing that dress. Because, see, that's jealousy there. Because I know, and you men know, just like everybody with any goddamn common sense know, that a woman could be dressed in some, as long as it's clean, you don't care. You don't care what name brand it is. You don't care if it was a skirt or pants. Like, if you think she's attractive, she's just attractive. You don't care about that. But some woman, like I said, there's always some woman who's willing to back up her sons and nephews, her brother. Even though you know he just doing something he shouldn't be doing. If you would have taught him when he was younger, then he wouldn't be doing it when he's older. Anyway, I'm going to shorten this here. But there will be a Me Too Part 2. Okay? This topic is something that needs to be spoken on. With that said, one love, I'm out of here.